We are looking at Ravenlok today. This is coming out day 1 to Game Pass. This is produced by Coco Cucumber. It's made in a voxel art style. What's that all about? Well, let's hop into it. So this is the preview page for Ravenlok on the Xbox homepage. This is coming out May 4th. So that's, week or so away? Somewhere like that? Like I said, coming day 1 to Game Pass. Now, looking at this artwork, this, first off, it makes me think of Alice in Wonderland, or Alice Through the Looking Glass if you're a retro fan, or Alice's Adventures Through the Windshield Glass if you're a Simpsons fan. So right here, you can definitely make out some of these characters that you would kind of expect to see in something like this that has that kind of Alice in Wonderland feel. You got Alice right here. You've got your Mad Hatter, you've got your cards, you've got your Queen of Hearts. So it does follow that kind of feel. So let's read a little bit about it. Ravenlok's life takes a turn. So Ravenlok is actually going to be the name of your character. So it doesn't look like you're actually going to be able to name your character. Takes a turn for the unexpected when she stumbles through a magical mirror into a troubled kingdom. Explore fantastical realms, meet characters, defeat monsters, and end the Caterpillar Queen's reign of terror. Your destiny awaits an action-packed, coming-of-age adventure. So this is going to be rated E10, so it's going to be just fantasy violence. We're going to take a look at the trailer here in a second. So these are some of the game features. It says an immersive fairy tale fantasy world. Venture into fantastical realms unsettled by the darkness, explore the mysterious mushroom forest, uncover the secrets of the labyrinth, and wind through the clock towers to reactivate time to ultimately triumph over evil. So this tells me, just based on these words, that there's some sort of time flow portion to this game, because it says reactivate time to ultimately triumph over evil. So this is not a turn-based combat style game. This is going to be real-time combat. So you're going to be running around your bosses or your enemies using your magic, using your sword, using whatever you have to actually defeat these enemies. It does make mention of a level up system right here. It says hone your battle skills and level up to face powerful enemies, slash, blast, and cast spells to defeat mad monsters and vanquish beastly bosses. And I think it was right here, yeah. So right here, it says this is a coming-of-age story, which is, I think, something that we're all kind of familiar with. But if you look right here in this art style, you can see that it's very, pixelated. So this is like a 3D style of pixel art. Now they actually call this voxel. Voxel is actually the art style. If you notice on our hero Ravenlok right here, she is actually not voxel. So I'm curious to know if before she goes into the mirror, is everything in her world normal like she is, but when she gets pulled in, then everything is like this? I think that's curious. And they do talk a little bit about their pixel perfection right here. So this is not going to be an open world game. You're definitely going to have to follow the paths, follow the trails, go where the other characters tell you to go in order to complete this. So let's go ahead and check out this trailer and see what it's all about. Well, I definitely enjoyed the music. Obviously, it's that kind of hype, little bit tense music to kind of get into it. So I've noticed first thing here in the trailer that some things are that pixel art style and some are not. So here when it shows her family moving in, like this tree doesn't look like it. And then when she moves along into the barn, like you can kind of see it on the textures where it's pixelized. But in general, it doesn't really look like things are. So I don't know if it's just going to be happening more so when she actually gets pulled into the world, because you can definitely see like some of the pixelization style right here, but it's not really like when she goes full into the mirror. See how the mirror is like very much pixelized? And then you have things like this lamp right here, where it's not like the square blocks that you would expect for like a pixel style. This wood right here is not, but this wood right here is. So I'm wondering if it's like the power of the mirror that actually makes things in that same style. So this is definitely going to be a high fantasy type of game, very much immersed in that Alice in Wonderland style of fantasy. You're going to have your different skills, like for your magic, casting different type of spells, which are, of course, are going to be more effective or less effective based on what type of enemy you're fighting. I noticed here in the trailer that this boss or enemy right here is not really in that voxel style. So I'm curious to know why it kind of keeps like moving back and forth between the style and not that style. I personally like real-time combat. I think it makes you think on your feet a little more. I think it's a little more immersive into the world. So I would call this an RPG. You take on the role of a specific character. There's a level up system. There's a power up system. So you're actually taking on the role of Ravenlok and progressing through this game. You're obviously going to have allies and you're going to have enemies, people that are going to help you along the way that are trying to fight this caterpillar queen, and those that are obviously trying to stop you that serve her. So we got to this part in the trailer, and I know what everybody's thinking. Is this a Digimon? Well, yes and no. It's obviously not a Digimon because it's in a game called Ravenlok, and I'm sure that Digimon has no actual input for this game. This, of course, looks like Metal War Greymon. Now, I'm not a huge Digimon fan, but I definitely enjoyed the original series, and that's immediately what this makes me think of is Metal War Greymon. And if I'm saying that wrong, you guys correct me and let me know if this is more akin to one of the other metal style of Digimon. I love this neon forest, and I like how everything is just lit up in that kind of high fantasy style, a mysterious glowing mushroom forest. I think that's really cool. I think this is going to be a good game for those that love the real-time combat, that love shorter adventures, the ones that don't want to just go on endless quests, the ones that don't necessarily care about crafting in games. Now, it didn't say anything about not crafting. However, they don't bring any of it up in the trailer or anywhere on the read-through here on Xbox. So I would imagine this is just going to be more about when you get an upgrade, it's not because you crafted it, it's because you found it or it was given to you or you defeated a boss to actually get that power up or that upgrade. I like the premise of the game. I will say I feel like the coming of age kind of adventure is a little overdone. But I think these are definitely fun games to play. I don't think this is going to be a game that you're going to want to or even be able to spend like 50 to 80 hours on. I don't think that's what this game is going to be. It also makes me think of Death's Door, where it has that same style of combat where you can see the enemies going around and you can choose to run into them or not. This one looks like it's going to be a little bit more story driven. I like the art style of it. I like the music. I like the environments. I definitely will be downloading this one and checking it out. I will be posting a video about that because I want to see what this game is all about. You guys leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this Ravenlok. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, thank you guys for watching.